Good morning. Welcome to another ASMR at 5, but it's actually 6 today because I had to run out to the store and grab a few things before the traffic started. It's Monday morning, and of course I don't cut hair on Mondays, so for me this is kind of like part of my weekend. First cup of coffee in the morning. It's wonderful. And I saved it for you, the first sip. Nothing like it. Cold and rainy today. I got a chill. The weird thing is this. How many of you wear a hat inside the house when it gets cold? I woke up chilly today, even though the heat was on. So I just put on my fleece jacket and threw on a hat and then a Gore-Tex raincoat, ran to the store, grabbed a few things, came back, fired up the percolator, got my 5 degrees north coffee, which is incredible. I'm going to put a link down below for that. Do you ever wear a hat inside your house? For those of you that are living in North Country, in cooler areas, I know there's guys that shave their heads. A lot of the guys that buzz and shave their heads will wear a hat, like a cap, a knit cap when it gets cool. Even my brother in Florida, when it gets cool in Florida, he'll put on a knit cap, and he's one of the shaved head guys. But every now and then, it's like you get a chill and you just can't shake it. And that's what I felt this morning. I got up and I just felt chilly, even though the heat was on. But I think it has more to do with the dampness in the air than anything else. I have 3 skylights in this house, so I hear the rain more than the other house that I lived in that didn't have the skylights. And it's very comforting. It's almost like it's been like ASMR all night with the sound, like the gentle, soothing sound of the rain. It was nice. So today, I'm meeting up with a fellow stylist, and we're going to be talking about a product that he has to offer, a pro comb, and I'll probably make a video of it. And it's a set of combs that he uses to help create the perfect haircut for men, and also blowouts for women. And there's a professional level, a consumer level, and then there's a crossover for pet use, where it removes hair safely from a dog without tearing it out. A lot of combs and brushes tear hair out, and this thing just removes already loosened hair and thins out the undercoat. For those of you that are dog fans, you know what that means. And the joke was, he thinks that the pet version of it will probably do better than the human version of it, because people do spend a lot of money on their pets. It's crazy. So he's going to come over to the salon today, and I'm going to meet him over there. We're going to talk about a few things. And I'll show him how he can use social media to spread the word. And we were connected by a mutual friend who gets her hair done from him. And he has this product he created did all the research and development. And a lot of people who are inventors, they're brilliant when it comes to inventing, but they're not really sure on how to get the product out to the public. It's like anything. It's like a book. You write a book. It might be the greatest book in the world, but if nobody knows about it, you're not going to make anything. There's so many of you are very, very brilliant. I've interacted through email with so many people since I've had the YouTube channel. And pretty soon I'm going to be starting a podcast and a live stream. And it's delayed, as you can imagine. I was probably talking about this minimum 6 months ago. But unless the word gets out there, you know, there's a lot of people who have brilliant solutions. Brilliant. But they just don't know how to translate that to cash. Have you found that to be true in your life with ideas that you've had? You've come up with great ideas. Everybody has. You've thought of $1 million ideas, but you just didn't know how to approach it. And then, of course, there's the people who meet with the invention people, you know, those invention companies, which I've not heard good things about. And they cost a lot of money to come up with prototypes and drawings and that type of thing. I don't know much more about it, but I've heard not so positive stories about those inventors, help companies. Although I do have a friend down in Tampa, Florida, who has a radio show called My Cool Inventions Radio, where inventors can go on and he interviews them about their product. It's interesting. You should check it out. I'll put the link for that down below as well. I think you might enjoy that, especially if you're an inventor, especially if you have a solution to something. What are your plans? How do you start your week? Are you a list maker? I know I'm a big list maker because it creates a metric for me, and that means that I write the list, and as I get things done, I check the list off, and it gives me kind of a sense, a personal sense of accomplishment. I don't make the list too long. I don't make it undoable, but I like it when I can finish my list, and that way I can kind of celebrate. For instance, it's Monday right now, Monday morning. It's a day off from cutting hair for me. Tuesday, I go back to the salon. I'm an independent contractor. I don't work retail. I don't work in a mall. And I created a life for myself that I'm very proud of, and it works for me. It's very functional. And I'm getting my groove back, which is nice, because working retail in a mall just sucked the life right out of me, just sucked the soul out of me. And it's nice to be in a creative environment. Creative people that are in a structured environment. It's like hell, isn't it? For those of you that are artists and fellow creatives, being under a corporate structure with policies and procedures makes you feel trapped, doesn't it? And then all of your ideas, if they don't align with policies and procedures, and I know we need policies and procedures, I know that. I worked in the corporate world for a long time and cut hair. And I've cut hair in corporate organizations, and I've cut hair in independent organizations. And there are some people who do need that structure. There are people who need to be told what to do. Otherwise, they don't function, they don't operate properly. So you have to spell things out for them. That's what I have found to be true. That's the difference in the hair industry. This is interesting. That's the difference between taking a humble trade. Think about it. Cutting hair is not really known as a highly esteemed trade, right? I mean, you can get your hair cutting license and learn how to cut hair in less than a year. You could be standing behind a chair in less than a year. It's a trade. It's a skill that you learn. Some people will just work that trade and continue to trade services for dollars. Other people will turn that humble trade into a profession, like what I've done. And it's been very rewarding. And it's allowed me the opportunity to pursue other things as well. And that's how you know me. So Tuesday, I go back to the salon, work all day. And then many of you know I call it Rock and Roll Tuesday. It begins again because my friend is a bass player in a band that plays on Tuesday nights. And it's my little way of rewarding myself. When I get everything done, I get a chance to go see them and indulge in some moderate bar food, if there is such a thing. I like getting hot wings and a beer. That's my little way of cheating. But yesterday, Sunday, I had a list of things to do. And for me, Sunday is a day of honoring God. That's me. That's my thing. And I had a few things to do, and I didn't complete them. And I was going to go out last night and see a band that covers a lot of Elvis tunes, a lot of fun, rockabilly stuff. But I didn't complete my list. So what I don't do is I don't reward myself for incompletion. I reward myself for completion. So it makes me think next time I write a list, maybe I should make the list smaller, or maybe I should start earlier or hustle more. And it's my way of managing myself and rewarding myself. Remember, behavioral modification principle number 1 is behavior that gets rewarded gets repeated. Keep that in mind. With pets, with people, when you reward behavior in other people or pets, there's a good possibility, if you do it enough, that behavior will get repeated. That's why when, let's say if you have a dog, and it follows your command, it wants to hear you say good boy or good girl and pet it and give it a treat. Same thing with the cats. Same thing with kids. Not comparing the two. But when you reward behavior, it gets repeated. If you keep rewarding negative behavior and incomplete tasks, guess what you get more of? Negative behavior and incomplete tasks. That's your psych lesson for the day. That's what my master's degree is in. It can be used every single day in your work. Think about that. Behavior that gets rewarded gets repeated. Behavioral modification principle number 2 is you can't manage what you can't measure. You need to measure those things and come up with metrics. I knew yesterday I wasn't going to complete my list. I had a funny feeling that wasn't going to happen. You know why? Because I started too late in the day. And I procrastinated. But what I didn't do was reward myself for that procrastination. So I just continued working. And then I went out into the Van Gogh room and had a pipe, read a little bit, watched some news, and then went to bed. But I did not reward myself by going out to the biker bar that I go to and watching the band. Now Tuesday, tomorrow, I'll complete a nice full day and I will reward myself. And I would much rather go out during the week than on the weekends. I work on the weekends. That's what I do. So I want to be rested and be able to offer people the same energy, the same sultan from person to person. I don't have the luxury of dragging myself into work. I have to be on when I walk through that door, because everyone deserves that, everyone who sits in my chair, and I try to provide that for them. What ideas do you have that you've been sitting on? You know, it's like sitting on a lottery ticket. Let's just say you have a lottery ticket for those that play the lottery, you know, the multi-million-dollar Powerballs or the Mega Millions or something like that. And you purchase a ticket at the local gas station or something. And it's a winner, but you don't know it. And it's on the counter, or you stick it on the refrigerator, or you stick it in your wallet, or you put it on the dashboard or up in the visor of your car, crumple it up and stick it in your pocket. And then one day you forget that you even had it, and then one day you find it and you're like, ah, what the heck? And you check the numbers or you scan it and you win $10 million. Now that would make somebody happy, but that's not the story here. The thing is, you were sitting on a fortune. Sitting on it. What fortune do you have? What ideas? What solutions do you have? You know, every problem is a product that can be sold. Create a solution. Create a solution and get paid for it. What are you sitting on? Is there a side hustle that you have thought of? Last year we talked about side hustles and some of the things that people have done to make cash money on the side. What ideas have you had that you've just been sitting on that you need to act on? I hope this video kind of pokes you a little bit. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you join me again and perk up a cup of coffee and sit down with me in the morning. I appreciate it. Have a great day.